What does it mean to be sick? I claim to take care of my mind and my health and my body, my relationships. But the older I get, there's a seed of neglect in all of those things. And as time passes, the dysfunction that neglect generates is growing wider and wider. And so what seems small at first has become a big deal. You know, despite having a huge farm and being familiar with, or a huge garden rather, and being familiar with wild foods and plant medicines and movement, despite knowledge and comprehension and all those things, my general well-being is decreasing. And so what is sickness? You know, sickness for me is when there's an imbalance that begins to take hold and determine where your homeostasis is. And my homeostasis is generally in a place of fatigue, of weariness and aversion and avoidance. And if I take inventory of where I stood years ago, when I was in full embodiment of my knowledge, the difference between comprehension and behavior, you know, if your behavior doesn't reflect your knowledge, then it's not comprehension, it's not wisdom, it's not applied knowledge. So years ago, when I was at the peak of the employment of my knowledge and my comprehension of how to live a good life, to live in balance, I was making daily and regular choices that set my homeostasis, my level of baseline operation, at tiers above where it's at now. And with that, I felt agile, nimble, both in mind and body, quick to make decisions that were solid decisions, and more willing to be of service to others because I had energy to give. And it's a lot of responsibility to be alive, to take ownership of our life and set our own course, know when to take the sails down and know when to hoist them. And if we're not wielding the opportunity of being alive to the best of our capability, then we're squandering the ephemeral and fleeting gift of our consciousness. Whatever gives rise for our consciousness to exist, it's a gift. And I want that sickness, that imbalance, that disparity between understanding and behavior, I want to bring that into resolution. And I know I'm not alone in that. We all seek different solutions to basically make us feel better. In capitalistic America, a lot of times it's buying this, that, or the other. Maybe it's buying a kayak so you go kayak. Maybe it's buying an instrument. Maybe it's buying an adventure, a trip to somewhere. Maybe it's a trip to dinner. It's easy to purchase things that bring a momentary resolve to the lack that we feel. But really that lack it's a foundational thing, and foundations take time to shift. And they require slow and consistent investments. And it's hard. It's really hard to commit to slow and consistent investments to raise up our baseline level of well-being. And it's much more convenient to just find swift fixes that bring us reprieve for minutes, hours, days, weeks. And yeah, so this is I guess you'd call this a declaration of responsibility. being honest with myself, of bringing the erroneous patterns that I'm embodying to light. Because when you point at the ugly, you're way more inclined to change it. It's easy to not change something if it's a secret, but when it's out there, you want it to go away. So hopefully this helps me bring my imbalances to balance, and hopefully anyone who takes the time to watch this random video feels compelled to take ownership of their own course and set their own self up for success, set their own self up to be the full embodiment of their possibilities and capacities and potential. You know, if we are alive, then that means we have something to offer that no one else does, whether it's to society or whether it's to planet, whether it's just to our children. Yeah, so I wish you all the best and the strength. I wish you the wisdom and swiftness, adeptness, firmness in your commitment, gentleness when you fail, clarity on what your path of rectification looks like. I wish all of that for all of you, so that we collectively can take better responsibility for our presence on this gift of a planet. So, good luck to all of you.